From NASCAR to a full island expansion, we have to talk about everything confirmed and rumored coming up in the Crew Motorfest this year. What's going on, boys? My name is Sid, here on the home of infotainment information on the Crew Motorfest, and this time around we're talking everything 2026. One of the first things we're getting being a playlist, new cars, rare cars, all the way to talking about that island expansion I mentioned. Head down there and subscribe to keep up to date with everything coming out in 2026 on the Crew Motorfest. Let's begin at the literal very first thing we're getting in 2026, what I got exclusive early access to as it comes out on my birthday, the Mercedes-AMG 1 exclusive rare car. Specifically the Star Motorsports package Mercedes-AMG 1. Which I didn't get early access to, actually. I lied, is what I did there. Instead, I might as well have gotten early access to it, if you get what I'm saying. We will have to see when we actually get our hands on that car how different it really is, because one of the major things that it seems to have as unique as possible is just the rims. The rims have a tone of blue somewhere you can't normally put a tone of blue on this car. And just like the Rimac Nevera Time Attack, it seems like those rims are going to be the one and kind of only indicator of it being the exclusive version. Something I didn't know about the Rimac, by the way, is that it actually says Time Attack there on the little bit of carbon fiber. So maybe the Mercedes will have something like that maybe the PvP players won't appreciate, but for you or the car guys, you'll know, oh, this is that exclusive version. And that is dropping the 31st of December, but everyone will receive that car on the 7th of January. Also, it's my birthday on the 1st of January. Fun fact, so you know. I better see some wishes. And then once January begins, we will have the BMW playlist. This will be the first new content added during 2026. A playlist based all around BMW and BMW cars. We'll be getting with this playlist on January 7th when it drops some cars with it, like the BMW Le Mans Hybrid, which you will see later here, but also other BMWs like the BMW M3 Racing version and another M2, stuff like that. All of that will be coming with the BMW playlist straight away. And there is the two cars that I'm talking about, the Racing M3 and the Le Mans Hybrid, both dropping in and around that playlist. However, we will also on January 7th be getting the Volkswagen Golf GTI, which we know has a bunch of crazy customization on it because it was featured in the Street Racers playlist as an opponent that you can drive against. Because we don't know the other stuff that we're getting, we'll know that there'll be a main stage car based on the BMW theme and some shop cars here and there. The next car is really the other one you can see, the February drop, coming February 4th, the Shelby GR1 concept. And we know at some point this update, I would hazard a guess in that last month, there is likely to be an Aston Martin Valhalla. And on the second week of both of those months, that being the 14th of January and the 11th of February, we will also be getting the return of the Porsche Wasp Edition in the main stage Legacy, bringing back last month's main stage car. And then in February on the 11th, we'll be getting back the TVR Griffith Peppermint Edition from the British month of last update. With the rare cars unknown at the end of those months, that just about finishes up this update. This update will end March 4th, leading us into Season 9, that being the NASCAR update in the Crew Motorfest. On the 4th of March, we will be getting the NASCAR playlist as well as NASCAR vehicles. Likely the three NASCARs, the chassis, that is, the bodies or whatever it may be, the Camaro, the Mustang, and the Camry, and all the events in the playlist which we actually know a little bit about. I did a full in-depth breakdown on the NASCAR playlist, and in that video, we talked about how an interview confirmed that it will be getting unique physics the cars will handle in different ways to the other cars in the game, as well as the camera also being unique and unique characters too. Yes, the playlist will feature all of the teams from the last year of NASCAR. And these won't be easy events. They will be endurance style. Up to 15-minute long events. You will have to sit down to play these ones. Intense will likely be the lesser word to use. All coming with the NASCAR Stadium with that update. Also dropping March 4th will be 3 new islands all in this little gap here. We know that the islands will connect around this bit of Oahu and then go into an underground bridge around here. An underground tunnel, I suppose is the word. And they'll connect to Maui around here to 3 different islands. The first being this one with all of the wacky roads and the bones and whatnot. But this island will also have a NASCAR racing stadium on it. Also dropping March 4th. But those aren't the only islands we get either. That is just one of 3 islands. March 4th will also give us, I'm assuming that this will drop at the start of the update because it only makes sense, the race creator. And the race creator will have 2 blank islands with it. Now, is this a bit of a shame? Because those are real Hawaiian islands that have now been given 0 infrastructure, 0 roads, even though in real life they do have roads and actual, like, they've got airports and stuff. It is a little bit of a shame that Molokai and Lanai have been screwed over like that. But regardless, we get 2 blank islands. We've seen them in the open world through screenshots, and they are all coming March 4th. You gotta remember that every month from here on, we'll have 3 definite vehicles. At the start of the month, so March 4th, it will have the main stage vehicle, which will be a car from the Crew 2 brought back in the main stage. I'm gonna probably go with, if it's NASCAR themed, the first month will probably be racing themed, and a car that was in this game as a Twitch drop, but then didn't come back viable, so is still able to come back. My money would be the first main stage car being the Aston Martin Vulcan, the Duke. Then on second weeks, like March 11th, we get the main stage Legacy. To know that one, it's as simple as what came out this update, where all the weeks from this month get combined into essentially a playlist with the reward being whatever car is in the main stage that month. So we know the second will be the Z4, we know the last will be whatever the last one was, and then the next 2 will be the ones dropping in the next update's 3rd and 4th months. And then finally, on the last weeks, but sometimes it's the second to last week, on roughly so for example, March 25th, you'll get the Summit vehicle, which will be rare and locked behind the Summit contest. So each of these months has those 3 confirmed vehicles. And then confirmed to be dropping May 6th, is going to be the RC cars. Now, there is info that you guys, or at least most people, don't really know about these things. One is that they're going to be locked behind the Year 3 pass. Now, some players will be able to get one, that being in the Summit. So, we actually do have a semi-confirmed Summit car at the end of May. It'll be one of these things. If I had to guess, the coolest one, the one with an actual character inside, instead of just being empty RC cars, this first guy, this one, I would assume, because it's the coolest, will be a Summit version. Thus, you'll be able to get it, or well, at least the top 15,000 players will be able to get it. However, that means in the Prestige ticket store, that being the system that brings back rare cars after 2 updates, it'll be here. Then everyone can own at least one RC car. Now, it's weird how that info was in an article and not officially confirmed, because I would assume that means that the RC car playlist is also locked behind the Year 3 pass. So only playable to those who own the Year 3 pass, and you get the cars through that playlist, just like the Chase Squad playlist. But I guess we'll have to see once it comes out May. Then, after May, June will be the last week of Season 9. As you can see here, it was to be revealed, which doesn't make much sense because we know that it's gonna be NASCAR, RC cars, and the race creator, right? So I don't know why they're being so secretive about it. But the only bit of info we have on Season 10, and this is really all we have, is dropping July 1st. Well, we got no idea. It's blue, and it's got a shiny silver logo. But last time I tried to guess based on that, it was a Ferrari update, and we thought it was an F1 update. So frankly, I'm not gonna try and guess. I'm not gonna try and assume what that is. Some people have said it may even be Alpine. My personal favorite brand that make the Alpine A110, and well, Season 10 A110, it'd make perfect sense. But just because it's blue with silver lettering, I'm not ready to assume that. Just truly because, I mean, it wasn't that last time, so why take the risk of assuming it was this time? It is this time. It could truly be anything. What are your guesses based on the artwork? Let me know in the comments. But we're not done there. Because jumping all the way forward to November 4th of 2026, we will be getting the first update of Year 4 of the Crew Motorfest, which I think will bring the brand new island. That being the one in the top left, the island of Kauai. But there is a chance that they don't, because they actually delayed the island expansion this year. The island expansion was supposed to be this update that we're in right now, the street racing and BMW update. You know, the first update of Year 3, because it was the first update of Year 2, so they could push it into 2027. The next island? Gosh, that would be crazy. Could you imagine? 2027, that feels way too far away. But it depends if they have it ready for Season 11. The one dropping November 2026. Do you think they will? Do you think we will have the real-life island of Kauai added to the game as the third and potentially final island expansion? I mean, after that, we'd have Oahu, Molokai, and Lanai with this update down there with the race creator, a fake island. We've got Maui, and after the island of Kauai, well, the only island we'd have left is the island of Hawaii, which is all of these islands combined in size. So I don't see them doing that one unless they took, like, it depends how long this game lasts. If they did the island of Hawaii, it would have to be like Year 4, Kauai, nothing Year 5, and then a big Year 6. But by that point, Year 6? I mean, fellas, just give us the Crew 4 by that point. I guess we'll see when we see. But to think, by this time next year, we will be closing out the second month of Season 11, and we'll already know if we have the brand new island or if we're getting it in 2 months from then. So that was all to look forward to in 2026. I will see you boys in 2026. This should be my last video of the year, I think. Depends. Maybe there's one more. Or at least the last video. Yeah. No, this will be the last video of the year on every channel. Damn. I'll see you boys in the next one. And by that, I mean next year. In a bit.